What's up, legends? Welcome back to NCR. Special guest appearance in NCR HQ today. Our old busted diff has made its way back home, which means that before we get into putting the new diff in the car, and I'll show you what I got in a moment, and boy was it a pain in the butt to get it, I can finally use my new little JDM pointer finger guy, and we can do a little bit of examining as to what went wrong. Let's take a look. So a quick crash course in diff components for those that have never seen inside one. You're probably used to just seeing the carrier itself, but we've got our diff center, a helical LSD in our case, the crown wheel, which would normally be sitting just here on the center. This is the diff pinion flange, and it would normally be sitting, and there we have one Y38 diff. Let's get him out of here. Come on, mate. Alrighty, so firstly, thank you to Chris at Kelly Signs for the lend of this little Y38. Really appreciate that. And also, of course, Adam for teeing this up. Now, I didn't bother recording the removal process this time. It's pretty straightforward. You've got a couple of 14 mils on the tail shaft, a couple of 19s here. I think you've got some 17s in the back there, and that's pretty much it. I do disconnect the lower control arm at the hub end on the driver's side just to make pulling this particular drive shaft out. Once you've got one out, it's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure I put a clip up for you guys once before, so if you want to see that process, you can. Of course, drain the fluid, otherwise you'll make a mess and it stinks. Now that this guy is out, it's time to put something different in the car. Let's go take a look at that. And there it is. The moment we've all been waiting for. Behold, one Toyota 86 diff. But what is it? And why does it say Gillett on the side? Let me unpack it and let's get into it. Oh, this is packed better than I thought it was. Oh, look at that. Got some MCM tape. And voila, one Y58 4.3 diff from a 2017 to 2020 manual BRZ. They actually exist. So finally, after all the stuffing around with the 4.5, we've come full circle and ended up back where I originally wanted to be. This was what I was looking for when I first started this whole diff exercise. And you guys remember, I've put up wanted to buys, I was talking to ERS and other wreckers, I was on eBay and God, even Gumtree. I was looking at Yahoo Japan, all the other places, and these things are just very, very hard to find. And it was only through a friend of mine, James at Red Rebel Racing, and thank you, brother, I owe you heaps. He had a friend, another Adam, because there's Adams everywhere in 86s and BRZs, who had gone turbo and wanted to change diff ratio. So I supplied him with a 4.1 and some cash on top. And thank you, Adam, for being willing to do this swap and helping with the logistics of getting it to the workshop. And that is the only way that I was able to finally find one of these bloody things. Now, you'll see on the label, Corey Gillett. Thank you, Mr. Corey Gillett from Joog Air Racing. It was through him and his associates at a workshop up in Sydney that we were able to get this thing down to Winton, then across to him, and then finally onto the workbench here. So thank you, guys. I could not have done it without you. I'm going to clean this thing up now and chuck it back in the car. Now, why 4.3? Well, I did manage to do a couple of laps with the 4.5 before the whole thing went pear-shaped, and I just felt like the thing was running out of RPM really quickly. The last thing we want to do is spend more time shifting into fourth on that crappy gearbox. And whilst this will mean, yes, there's a bit more shifting into fourth, this is the middle ground between the 4.1 and the 4.5. So I'm hoping that this is the answer. And bottom line, this is a complete factory assembled diff with a good service history, nothing wrong with it. We should be able to just put it in and go. And then in time, we'll repair that other 4.1 and hopefully have a spare if we don't like this ratio. But hey, if nothing else, I finally got one of these bloody Y58s. And if I don't like it, I can always sell it. So now let's clean it up and get the bloody thing in the car. And there she is, bolted in nice and tight, ready for some punishment. Now, yes, the drain plug is out at the moment. I am draining the last of the fluid that was in it. I wasn't quite counting on half a litre, so thank you, boys. The good news is that the fluid that came out of it was as you'd expect, and the magnet was nice and clean. So I'm confident this is a good condition diff, and once we've finished draining the last of the fluid out, we'll put some fresh stuff in, give it just a quick wipe down, and then we'll spin him up on the hoist and make sure that it does everything it should do with no leaks. Now, if anyone's got a better way of doing this than these bloody horrible pump bottles, I'm all ears, because I bloody hate these things. 4,000 pumps later, job's done. She's full of fluid and ready to spin up. Let's give it a test. Well, the good news is the wheels are still turning. Let's check for some leaks. Looks pretty good. That flange is looking a bit wobbly, but that axle's been in and out so many times, I'm not surprised, so I'm not too worried about that, as long as it's not leaking. Pinion seal looks okay, nice and dry. You can see up in there. There we go. Yeah, that one looks okay too. So I think we'll call that a success for now. Just got to button the car back up, maybe clean a few more things, and then we'll talk next steps. Fingers crossed, that is that. The diff's in, the wheels are turning, it doesn't seem to be leaking, and now we just pray that we don't have to do another diff swap on the ground at Winton. I do not want to see another 86 diff for quite some time. Thank you to everyone who helped me get this Y58. It was really a team effort, but boy, I am very, very keen to see the end of 86 diffs for a while. Next steps from here, get the car bolted back together. There's nothing too serious here, just a few bits and pieces. Tidy up the shed, and then get ready for the final round of the Sprint Series on November the 16th at Winton. If you've got some time, pop on down and take a look. I've got the new NCR pit rig to blast around on, so we'll see if I crash that. Grab a sticker, grab a tyre depth gauge, and just come and say g'day. Fingers crossed we have a good, strong finish to the series. As for times, who knows? It'll really just come down to the weather. I'm not hopeful of a PB, and with the new diff, I've got to learn all the shift points again. I've got no idea how much life is left in these old AO50s, so the excuse book is ready to go, but hey, we'll do our best, and if nothing else, we're just going to go out and have a great time and finish the season strong. Now, that is it. So thank you for watching, and if you got any questions, pop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Ha 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 ha.